Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the St George and Sutherland Shire Refugee Support Group, I'd like to welcome you to the launch of Refugee Week celebrations in the Sutherland Shire. Over the next week, people from all over Australia will gather together to celebrate Refugee Week with the common theme, Restoring Hope. Restoring Hope. It's a theme that reminds us that while a refugee's journey begins with danger, it also begins with hope. Refugees flee their homelands not only because they fear persecution, but also because they have hope for freedom from persecution, hope to start a new life as they recover from past trauma. Restoring hope. It's a theme that calls attention to the role of countries that offer protection for refugees. In doing so, they provide an opportunity to rebuild lives destroyed by that could have been destroyed by persecution or war. I'd now like to introduce Engadine resident Apachok Bia. Good afternoon, Apachok. So you've been living in Engadine for about 9 years now. Tell us a bit about that. Did you study at any of the local schools or have a favourite subject or something like that?
Yeah, so I've lived in Engadine for 9 years. So I lived in Canberra first for 7 years. And when I came here, I went to Engadine West Public School. And I did year 6 there. And then after I went to Heathcote High, which is just down the road over there. And my favourite subject, society and culture, definitely.
Tell us a bit about where your parents came from before they arrived in Kenya and how they ended up in a refugee camp in Kenya.
So South Sudan has been facing a civil war for over 50 years. So my parents and several other South Sudanese were forced to flee Sudan. Due to persecution and killing due to their faith from the North Sudanese. So my parents fled Sudan, where one of my elder brothers was born, and then they went to Ethiopia, where 2 of my other siblings were born. From there, they had to flee by foot to Kenya refugee camp because the rebels were chasing them again. That's where myself and my other sister was born.
How did you get from Kenya to Australia?
So the United Nations developed a scheme called the Resettlement Program, which is you apply for resettlement because you're a refugee. You don't choose to be a refugee. It's due to circumstances. You're forced to flee your home. You don't want to leave, but you have to. So they resettled a couple of thousand South Sudanese anywhere around the world. So we were lucky and fortunate to come to Australia. Other family members went to Canada, America, and other places in the world.